Shout out to Cats Pawd.
A good defensive play for Montana State.
Touchdown, Tommy Malone is electrifying.
Welcome to the Cats Pod. What's up, Podcats? We are back at it again with maybe the biggest surprise of the season, Cats Pod-wise. The biggest surprise of the season. And we are so excited to have Mr. Justin Lamson on the podcast. How you doing today?
Doing good. Appreciate you guys having me on. I know we've been trying to get this to happen for a little bit, so.
What a perfect time. What a perfect time to do it. Bye week. I guess the first thing I got to know, you start the season off with maybe the two hardest games you could possibly play. And now you have a bye week kind of, somewhat in the middle. Is that ideal, or is there a different time for a bye week that makes more sense, or what's your guys' thoughts on like a bye week where it is right now?
Yeah, I've always been a believer, just like the bye week should. I think I feel most comfortable when it's in the middle of the season, right? Kind of maybe when some guys are a little banged up, just being able to get this week. And then, trying to make that push at the end of the season. We got a lot of good teams coming up. So I think it is a great time, for our team and where we're at right now, just able to group back fundamental stuff and get everyone healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. Talking about the season, the other thing I was kind of wondering was, having two games like that at the beginning of the year, you got Oregon followed by South Dakota State, the formerly number 3 team in the FBS and the number 2 team in the FCS. Is that a better way to start a year than, say, scheduling, maybe non-conference lower level teams or something like that?
That's I think for us, we kind of loved it, I guess, in a sense where, we knew what Oregon was, right? There was a little, I don't know what South Dakota State was, but they were going to be a really good team regardless. But I just think being able to go into the fire, I guess, like that, obviously didn't turn out the way we wanted. But I would say that, we kind of learned a lot from those two games. And I remember specifically going to the locker room after that South Dakota State game, and I don't know, there was a sense of like, all right, like, we know where we're at. Like, we got to fix things. Like, those are two really good teams, but we are also a really good team. So I don't know. I loved it. I think you can look at it two different ways, but I think it was good for our team and taught us a lot.
A little peek behind the curtain here, Justin. Eric just needs to throw shade at the Grizzlies, and that is all he is doing by asking that question, because the Cats played very tough games at the beginning of the season, and the Grizz have not played anyone. So he needs to bring it up every single time we talk to anybody.
What can I say? To me, it's like a sense of pride. My team is willing to go out there and put up or shut up against the best in the country. Meanwhile, the guys over the hill are scheduling not even FCS. These D2.
Yeah.
It's a sense of pride thing,
Yeah, I know they played. I've been keeping up with them. They played North Dakota. I think North Dakota is a solid program.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think that was good for our team just to be able to play those two teams, and because that's real competition. Obviously, Oregon's Oregon, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was also fun for us, just to, not like the losing part of it, just to go into that kind of atmosphere and silent count. We needed that work.
Yeah.
So
I gotta ask though, it's Oregon, and your very first time, running this team. Yet you still did a 74 completion percentage against the number 3 team in the country. How does that even work? How did you manage that?
I don't know. I think I didn't think like by any means I had like a great game, but like I guess regarding the completion percentage aspect of things, I think that's kind of just like a attribute to like how we practice. Like I got so many reps in fall camp with the double repping. I'm sure you guys like have heard of that.
Mhm.
Just being able to get so many reps with those receivers. I don't know, that stuff. I love that, and I think it put me in the right spot, I guess, in terms of just understanding the offense. And it's tough to come into a team in the fall camp and I guess do stuff like that, but that's a tribute to the coaches and the players around me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, that makes total sense. Speaking of coming into a team, kind of fresh like that, going back to your transfer process, did anybody else kind of recruit on you?
Yeah. So um, I guess at first it was pretty slow. Like I didn't really know what was gonna happen. Sac State before Brennan Marion was there offered me. They were my first offer, I guess. After then, um, I guess it really came down to like Wyoming, Bowling Green, Montana State, like Jay Sawville and those coaches recruited me pretty heavily, and obviously Bowling Green before Eddie George was there, and then Coach Vegan was like the second coach to reach out to me in the portal. But yeah, those were probably the three main teams I guess I was considering.
What was the nail in the coffin that sent you to Montana State then?
Yeah, so when I portal after Stanford, I was basically looking for three things. I was looking for a quarterback coach. I didn't have a quarterback coach at Stanford. Um, I was looking for a winning culture, somewhere I could like step in and, guys knew how to win, right? Because I mean, I won 6 games total the last 2 years at Stanford. So I missed that portion of things. And then the third thing, I guess, was just somewhere I could go play and where they would let me throw the ball, I guess. I was a glory at
Yeah.
Yeah.
things I kind of see Montana State things, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I definitely can see that, and there's no doubt you've been throwing the football quite a bit. It's a bit of a change for us going from such a run dominant, team the last 5 years, just nothing but running, to a fairly exciting passing game. I mean, it's the I feel like the talent in the receiver room is really good, but I also feel like the quarterback's making a lot of things happen also at the same time. Like it's a bit of a change. And I was actually talking to a Grizz fan the other day that was like, boy, sitting down watching a Cat game is a lot more exciting now than it was the previous years where all they did was run the football constantly.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to be able to plan. I think it's a lot of things. And protection deal of things. Those things all have to work in order to be successful in the pass game. So I think everybody's just doing a good job of understanding their role and trying to execute at a high level,
For sure. I definitely think there was not a more misunderstood person going into the season than you, just because all we had to go off of was basically tape from Stanford, and that made it look like you were just going to be running the ball every single play, and we were thinking, oh, we're going to go back to like the 2019 Cat days where we had a quarterback that was Troy Anderson, who's now in the NFL, and he was pretty much a running back at the quarterback position. He wouldn't lie to anybody. He didn't think he was a quarterback either, and we thought it was just going to be run every single play. And then this season starts, and we start to see the offense progress, and everybody's been just shocked, surprised, and all in a good way at how this stuff has gone. So was it at all frustrating? I don't know how much you hear from like fans and outside noise and stuff like that. Was it all frustrating to feel like you were kind of misunderstood before the season, or did you even feel that way? I'm just putting that on you,
First of all, saying that way, I hope we set up like just I honestly thought like any person I had an encounter with coming into this season was like super positive. I do try to limit myself, like going on Twitter and stuff. I don't think I'm seeing all that. I think I kind of assumed that my Stanford deal was kind of just weird. That was nothing I'd been used to in the past. So um, even if people had that misunderstanding, it's kind of justifiable. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't throw the ball at Stanford, so if I was a fan, I'd be thinking the same exact thing.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with my role now, and just happy I made that move, I guess, and just trying to get better each week, I guess.
Yeah, I think the coolest thing for me is to, you've been very, very careful with the football. Also, we haven't seen, really any just brutal turnovers or anything, and that's like the biggest thing with a quarterback period is just being able to take care of the ball. I mean, you're rolling with such a high completion percentage on top of that, throwing it all over, but also not throwing interceptions really at all, which is pretty impressive for such a new guy in the system. Is that all? I mean, is that just kind of what you expected, or is that a coaching thing, or I mean, how do you take care of the ball so well all the time?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's absolutely a scheme thing, and like I said, it's guys knowing exactly where. Like, we have receiver. Like today, I met with just the receivers, going over like, what are you thinking on this play? What am I thinking? Like, those things matter so much just because I know exactly where they're going to be and what's going through their mind, and I just think that's kind of a result of that. And I don't know. I think it's a lot of repping and understanding the playbook, just so you know exactly what you're looking at and you're expecting this and you're getting that. So it's a lot of different things, I guess.
So what would you say? How long did it take you from when you got here to understand just what the Cat Grizz rivalry is?
Yeah, I think there was a day where Adam Jones came up to me. It was probably in summer, and guys told me about it, right? And then he was like, "You need to watch Miracle in Missoula," and I think after that, I was like, "All right, like, this is a huge deal," you know what I mean? And then, I mean, people come up to me after the games and are like, "I hate the Grizz," you know what I mean? They say to me, they're like, "Not a good game." They're like, "Hey, just take care of the Grizz," you know what I mean? I think it's cool. Just, I don't know. That's what football's about. You know what I mean? Just the rivalries like that. So, I think, I'm looking forward to playing that one.
Yeah, that one's gonna be good. I mean, both programs are having a ton of success this year, and I mean, it is right. I mean, that is what we say about the Grizzlies as Bobcat fans. Is just, I mean, you could lose them all, but if you beat the Grizzlies on their home turf, it's all kosher. It's all kosher.
we had 1 year where I think the Cats were 2-8, but we won the Brawl of the Wild, and my dad's fantasy team name the next year was 2-8 is a great record. I was like, "Dad, you don't really understand how fantasy names work, do you? That's way too long. That's way too long."
Yeah, dude.
It's all about meaning, man. It's all about meaning.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
For sure.
This Cat Grizz is going to be, pretty special, I think, mostly because, that old saying, defense travels, and you guys are backed up by maybe the best defense in the Big Sky Conference, and I don't think it's relatively close, honestly. They're awfully lights out. That's got to give you quite a bit of comfort knowing that those guys are going out on the field behind you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I say, but like, great things about our defense. I mean, we work in fall camp. Like, there were days like I was down in the dumps. Like, I mean, I think I had a couple of days where just like getting my ass beat by them. Like, they were just throwing different things at me. Like, they were just, I mean, they're very versatile. And the cool thing is, like, guys have stepped up. that maybe weren't starters at the start of the year. And I just love their mindset, and their leader, Pawd, is just, I mean, that dude is special. I don't know if you guys have ever had a chance to speak with him, but it runs through that guy, I feel like. But they're all great. So
Yeah, I got to take a tour of all the facilities with CT a couple weeks ago at homecoming.
yeah,
And got to see Paul Brott in his element out there, and yeah, I can totally see what you mean. He's kind of one of those people just gravitate toward, and yeah, I can definitely see what you mean there. And going on that tour, walking through all those facilities, I mean, did that kind of is that part of the reason why you chose MSU too? Just taking a tour of that place now that it's all finished?
I know, but it's definitely an added benefit. You know what I mean? Like, that's like an FBS facility, with the nutrition station and the strength deal, and that indoor is ridiculous. So
Yeah.
It's definitely added benefit.
Yeah.
Well, we were in that indoor facility, and there was a whole bunch of recruits there that day, and we were kind of standing back behind, and this gal comes up to my wife, and she goes, "Well, this one doesn't deflate like the one in Missoula does." It's like, no, this is a real facility right here. This isn't just a blow it up whenever you need it kind of facility.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah. It's got to be nice to know that you don't have to practice outside when it's 30 below zero, possibly.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I think Coach Vegan might still make us do that, but I think he likes the cold more than going inside. But it's been nice, because I think sometimes we start in there for warm-ups. But yeah, it's been good.
You just brought up Coach Vegan, and Ben and I kind of always ask everybody that's on here, he's such a stoic guy. He is maybe the best as far as interviews go. That guy gives the best of them. He doesn't really show a ton of emotion in his interviews, but can Coach Vegan give an ass chewing?
Absolutely. Yeah, he's like you said, he's very stoic, but he's very intense. And when he like all good coaches are, like, he'll let us know when, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we owe a lot to Coach Vegan. I mean, Coach Cho kind of turned things around here, kind of. But Coach Vegan has taken this program a long ways, considering, I mean, I don't know how much you know about the history of this, but there were times where Ben and I this was not good to be a Bobcat fan for a lot of years. I mean, it was really rough. And now we win a lot of games, which is abnormal for us. So, the Bobcat excitement is at an all-time high, and it's because of Coach Vegan.
Yeah, that's the dude. I mean, I have nothing but good things to say. So I respect him more than I respected probably, I don't know, maybe any other college coach I've played for, you know what I mean? So he's a great dude.
Yeah, that's awesome. Ben is actually pretty close friends with the special teams coach there at Montana State. He's been on the show a couple times, and he seems to Coach Monaco just seems to have things kind of clicking down there at Montana State.
Yeah, Coach Monaco is a good dude. Obviously, I don't work with him a whole bunch. I think he's done a great job with the special teams. Just I talked to him a little bit about his background, and he's been great with me, and I like Coach Monaco. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
So just kind of curious, when you first came up here, was there anybody that you clicked with right away, where it just seemed natural, like you've known that person forever, or did it take a while to warm up to people? Because it seems like the transition didn't take much from the outside looking in.
Yeah. I mean, Titan Fleischman, that dude's probably again a groomsman of mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's one of my best friends, Taco Dowler, dude that I both those probably the first two that come to my mind where I just clicked with right away.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's funny because a lot of guys in the locker room just, I know even they're from Montana. I'm a California guy, you know what I mean? But we like value the same things, so it was very easy for me to step in and become friends with those guys. Like Adam Jones, like that's who I stayed with in Flathead, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
good buddies. No, I love all the guys, but yeah, Titan and Taco are the first two that head.
They just happen to be the two also greatest names that exist on the team as well. You know.
Yeah, Titan Fleshman has to be a top 5 name and across all of college football. It just has to be.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, his sister's name is Electra, and yeah, his whole family is like, it's pretty sweet what they got going. But yeah.
They're all like Greek gods or something, or like related to mythology. Like I like that.
I mean,
that's a good move.
Ben, have you seen Titan Fleshman? He's kind of, yeah. I mean, if you pictured what a Greek god might look like,
I have.
gigantic.
I just run away every time. You know. You run away from the Titans. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to stick around. You know.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. That the Bobcats haven't really brought very many transfers in over the years. It's been a real select few, but the select few that have come in, specifically you, Rohan Jones, Bryant Meredith, are kind of all impact guys almost immediately. Like it seems like they're really good at finding the right guys to come to Montana State that kind of fit what they're trying to do to a T, rather than maybe grabbing a handful of mud and throwing it at the wall and seeing what sticks. But I mean, is it kind of strange being such a small group of people coming in, or is it does it seem to just work out?
I think it's good. Like what you were saying, it's tough to find transfers that like if I would say the general transfer is probably looking out for themselves, you know what I mean, and probably doesn't care about culture. I mean, I've been around guys like that, and I think Coach Vegan, that's a testament to Coach Vegan, just finding guys that he thinks care about culture. But I think bring guys up real the most important thing, especially right now.
Yeah,
Guys that just know the system. It's important,
Yeah. I mean, it's got to help the team gel a little bit without like a ton of totally brand new faces that are trying to compete for a starting job right away. And it seems to be showing on the field. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw it, but the new poll came out for the playoffs that they're doing, and looking pretty good, sitting at number 4 right there. Look at it. I like it. I mean, I still think Tarleton is getting a lot of undeserved credit, but I do like the way that poll looks. And do you guys pay attention to those polls at all?
I didn't know that was coming where we ended up at. Hopefully we can be a little bit higher by the end of the year, right? But yeah, I think number 4, like obviously that's super cool to be at number 4, but we want to be at number 1, I guess. So we're trying to achieve that, and yeah, I think all the teams that are in the top 10 are solid, and I think there's a lot of good teams in FCS this year, so we're gonna have to play our best each game.
Yeah. I mean, is there a game? Aside from Cat Grizz, is there a game coming up that you kind of have circled as what you think might be a really fun one, or something you're just looking forward to, maybe a little more than any of the other ones?
Yeah, I don't know. I try not to think about like future games, but I honestly do think Cal Poly is a really good team. I think that's a team where we got to go on the road after a bye week, play our best football because they're playing really good football. So that'd be cool to get. I got a lot of family going, so a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah. So I
get all the family in there.
Yeah, the rest of our Big Sky schedule, I think, got a lot of good teams, though.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason you guys have such a highly rated difficulty of schedule. You play pretty much everybody who's anybody in the Big Sky Conference, plus non-conference was really good too. And you guys get a how do you feel about the 8:15 p.m. kickoff on ESPN versus UC Davis? Is that 8:15 kickoff affect you in any way, or is that just business as usual?
Business as usual, but I hope it's really cold. I hope it's really. I hope there's some snow coming down. Um, but I mean, I think my approach to the game will be different. Like I'll probably during the day I'll do something different, maybe take a nap, right? Because it's getting 11 or something. But yeah, I'm hoping that all the Montana State fans show out and it's cold.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, you know the Montana State fans will show out for that one, even if it's cold. It doesn't phase anybody to go to a football game in the cold weather, especially against a team like UC Davis. And for me personally, that 8:15 kickoff is getting a little close to bedtime, but we will persevere. We will persevere.
We will.
you guys nap, dude. I'm telling you. That's what I'm.
Yeah, the pregame nap, that's key. I do love those ESPN games though, because it kind of opens the public side to the Bobcats, because we still are somewhat of an emerging program, been around forever, just haven't been good for forever. So get that one right before Cat Grizz. Oh man, it's gonna make Cat Grizz just extra special.
Yeah, no doubt.
For sure.
But you said I hope it's snowing. We just watched you in a torrential rainstorm, and that didn't seem to affect you at all.
Yeah, I kind of like I don't know, snowing or raining. I just think that's kind of like it's either an environment that you're gonna thrive in, or you're just gonna sit back and be like, hey, I'm gonna let this affect me. You know what I mean? So I try it the right way.
Yeah.
So,
Have you gotten a taste of Montana winter yet, or has it stayed pretty nice over there in Bozeman?
we got snow last week.
Oh, okay.
I got here in April, so I don't know if you guys consider that like the thick of it. I haven't been here for the thick of it yet,
Yeah.
but
April can be. It just depends. In Montana, it's like it could be any time of the year you could get hit. So,
yeah, no, it wasn't too crazy, but yeah.
So
some of the guys.
Where are you from exactly?
Sacramento. I'm 30 Sacramento.
Oh, okay.
Shoot, I don't know if you guys would like kind of near Redding or kind of on the upper half of the valley of California.
Yeah.
Next to Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you what college teams were you a fan of as a kid? Like who did your family root for?
Yeah, my dad played for Washington State, so I was a big Wazoo fan. And then Stanford was, I guess, the closest team to me. So I rooted for Stanford when like they had Luck and Christian McCaffrey. But my dream school, like wanted to go somewhere in high school, was probably Washington State.
Yeah.
They've been having a tough time as a program recently, just with like funding and everything. So I think everybody wants to see them get it all figured out, though. Like nobody's ever really against Washington State. It just seems like they've gotten a bad deal in the last decade or 5 years.
Yeah, I think Pullman's a sweet little town, college town. Like they got, it's kind of. I know exactly what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
We played them at Pullman when I was at Stanford, and then they've had a lot of guys leave the last couple of years, but maybe they'll figure it out. I don't know. They're doing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got a good coach. Jimmy Rogers is a good coach. If there was ever a time to figure it out with a guy, it's with him. So I mean, things are looking up for them. So, do you remember watching Andrew Luck then?
Yeah. He's a tough guy, and he was around when I was at Stanford because he was doing his master's over there.
Oh, okay.
Super good dude. Cares about people. Don't really have anything bad to say about him.
Yeah.
He was always super nice to me. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck has always seemed like one of the most genuine dudes, where it was just like he just is the way he is, and there's nothing fake about it. And love to see guys like that.
Yeah, big time, especially guys in his status.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So does that mean that you are also a Seahawks fan?
No, my family. This is gonna be weird, but we're big Rams fans. Like
Okay.
my dad grew up a Rams fan, and my brother's like diehard. Like he'll go to training camp. We'll watch every Sunday. So yeah, I grew up a huge Rams fan. So yeah,
Yeah.
Niners.
Hate the
Can't-
Niners.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you there. But for us out here in Montana, there's really no sports teams anywhere close. So you always end up being, a fan of a really random team. For me, it's the Minnesota Vikings, and I grew up with Dante Culpepper. So the Bobcats had their blue and gold auction a couple days ago, last Friday, I think. And I was scrolling through the auction, and I saw a baseball bat signed by Dante Culpepper in this auction. And so, yeah, that's definitely coming back to Valier.
It's
I
the
bought that
most
sucker.
random thing ever.
No,
I was like,
I know,
you
it's-
sent that to me, and I was like, did I miss something? Like, did Dante Culpepper play like college baseball or something like that? Did I miss something? And he's like, nah,
don't
no
think so.
connection to baseball. He just signed a bat one time. And I was like, and you had to
And-
buy that. You just had to.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
had to. I have a Vikings helmet signed by Dante Culpepper. Now I have a baseball bat signed by Dante Culpepper. And yeah, I had to have my dad go pick it up for me because I live too far away. But that baseball bat's coming back to Valier, and I can't wait for it.
Hear that? That's awesome.
So, Justin,
Yeah.
we have a lacrosse stick. We were wondering if you would sign it for us so we can just collect a bunch of random signatures from quarterbacks from sports that they don't play. Yeah. Okay, thanks, man. Appreciate it. It'll go right
Okay,
next
yeah,
to Dante Culpepper's bat. And then we're going to have Sean Chambers sign a birdie from badminton.
Yeah.
Hey, if you have a baseball bat and you run into Dante Culpepper, are you just not gonna have him sign it?
Yeah,
I feel
you're
like
right.
it's just you're gonna have him sign
You're
it.
right. I don't think I'm running into Dante Culpepper. I think that's the big problem with this,
Well, regardless, I got a pretty cool baseball bat coming back here.
Love that, dude. You seem hyped about it. So
I'm like, he does not care about this bat at all. Like, we're bringing this up right now.
Yeah,
Oh.
super random.
That's what it's
But
about. Yeah.
Ben has a few questions that he asks everybody.
Mm.
It's a kind of a string of things. So he's gonna ask you these questions. So
Okay.
This is always one of our favorite parts of every interview.
Okay. So we're gonna start off with, these are mainly the locker room questions. Okay. So who's the funniest guy in the locker room?
Grant Vegan or Jake Vegan?
What?
Yes, dude. It like honestly, who did Schlepp say?
Schlepp said. Oh, well, who did he say? Did he say Williams?
Ari? Did he say Takari?
No, I think it
Yeah,
was Carson Williams.
Okay, yeah, that's a valid one. But
Yeah.
dude, Jake Vegan and Grant are hilarious.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
so does Coach Vegan have jokes?
He can be funny, like if he wants to be. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
But like no, because he's very serious. 99.
That's why it's surprising. I would not expect that answer.
It's definitely those two in my.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, who's the
That
best?
is awesome. That's super interesting, actually.
Yeah. Who's the best dressed guy in the locker room?
Okay, I think JT Reed has like really good big man swag.
Yeah.
He dresses super well, and Another guy's like a sleeper. Maybe if someone watches this on our team, be like, I think Adam Jones. Like I always see him wearing some stuff. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He had like we went golfing one time. And he had a super cool golf tee, but he just carries himself like professionally, I guess. You know.
The
Hell yeah.
confidence. The confidence is key more than the clothes. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Oh, and I wouldn't have faulted you for saying yourself, but you can't say yourself.
Yeah, I don't care. Like maybe like top 10, but
It's like we see the hoodie. We know what you're doing, Justin. Come on, man. Yeah. Okay, so do you have a pregame routine?
No, I do. I try not to do like the whole what's the word? Like I try not to get into a routine because if I switch it, I don't want that to mess with my head. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So not really. Just I have a certain place to do, but that's about it.
Yeah. What kind of music are you listening to before games?
Right now, like, dude, when I was younger, I was like straight Lil Wayne and Eminem, but you guys are probably gonna judge me, but like I got a song like Rihanna on there, and then I have like Kodak Black there, so it's like a mix of 3 random artists, you know.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy saying that you were saying you listen to a bunch of like Lil Wayne and Eminem, which makes me think of you as an older person.
Yeah.
Because that was what was huge when like we were in high school, and that was just a little bit before you, man.
We would never judge your taste in music, considering like I'm a rancher full time, and my number 1 most played artist is Kid Cudi, and it has been for like 12 years.
Yeah.
So.
I love Kid.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, just speaking, Ben was asking about the pregame routine. When we took that tour, CT told us a lot of guys watch football to get into the mindset. So they got like the TV set up in the locker room there. He said guys will just sit down and laser focus on other football games just to kind of get ready. Is that something you ever do?
No, not on games. Like I'll check the scores early in the morning. Sorry. And then like kind of keep up when we're like doing dinner or team breakfast, and then right when we hit after the catwalk or the prowl, I'm straight like try and focus on and I try to just roll out my body ready. So yeah, but yeah, I do just sit there and watch. They got the games on, and probably loosens guys up a little bit, like thinking about not stressing themselves out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
sure.
I won't get into a ton of detail, but I heard a couple of speeches pre-game before Eastern Washington. Who gives the best pre-game speech?
I think it depends on the game, but consistently, I think Titan fires me up. Titan's like a really speaker in general. So I think I just like hearing him talk, you know what I mean? Because game day, he's freaking fired up, man. And Adam Jones is another guy, I guess, and JT. I'm gonna say all of them, but Titan.
I got to hear Paul Brott's pregame speech, and I'll just say this: I was definitely ready to run through a wall.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah, the thing with Paul is you can like feel like he's ready to like go kill someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't even think he can contain it. You know what I mean? That's about Paul.
Speaking of running through a wall,
that's pretty cool. Just being there to tour all the facilities and kind of see everybody doing their thing. It's like, man, this is a business right now. Like there's no joking around. These guys are just in the zone. It was, be quiet, kind of observe. And what I observed was just a bunch of guys that were ready to go put some dudes in the grass.
Yeah, it means a lot to us. We care about it. We worked the whole year for this part of the season, so yeah, I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, we care a lot.
Yeah.
Speaking of guys getting put into the grass, I have been attempting to become an honorary member of the Juice Squad, and you do work very closely with the Juice Squad. So I'm wondering, what do you think my chances are of? I know Neil Daly's hurt right now, but when we started out this thing, it was Neil Daly. What are the odds that if I let Neil Daly just lay me out, I can become an honorary member of the Juice Squad?
Shoot, dude, I think you're probably already an honorary member. You got all the cash gear going behind you, and you guys are supporting us.
Yeah.
I let you.
That's not. I want to earn it. Okay. I'm not just gonna accept this participation trophy. Okay. I want to earn it. Okay.
Yeah. That's definitely probably gonna earn you. Neil is a hard hitter, so yeah.
Yeah. So who is in your experience watching everything so far, who is the hardest hitter on the defense?
Hardest hitter on the defense. Dude, that's tough because I think I want to say Cole Taylor. I think that dude's like playing really well right now and just flying down. And that's the cool thing. But I also think Caden Dowler is like a guy that comes down and puts his nose in everything. You know what I mean? He's not afraid of contact.
Yeah. I think Cole Taylor might be the most talked about player on the Bobcats right now, because not that he really came out of nowhere, but kind of one of those guys that, you brought up at the beginning. He started, maybe not going to be as, one of the guys right off the get-go, kind of got thrust into it. And that guy has done more I feel like for the defense, just being everywhere he's supposed to be, making tackles and everything. I can tell you just as a fan that that's the dude everyone is talking about right now, just kind of what he's done.
Yeah, he's a beast.
And a former QB.
Yeah, former QB. You said it perfectly, dude. He's like, just the way he stepped in and, attacked every game. It's pretty impressive,
Yeah. So you brought up Caden Dowler. So you gotta tell me who has the best, whether it's a touchdown celebration, a sack celebration, pick, fumble, I don't care. Who's got the best celly on the team?
Best celly on the team. I think it's gotta probably be Taco. Doesn't do much when he's in the end zone. Like, he's just kind of like, oh, I've been here before. So, I think I saw a cool one between Bez and JT against Eastern Washington.
Yeah.
The handshake they had going, and I know they lived together, so that was probably my favorite one of the year.
For sure.
Yeah, that was a good one. I'm partial to the Caden Dowler sack.
Oh yeah,
that big kick in the air. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was sweet. That was also against Eastern, right?
Oh yeah, that was against Eastern. Yeah, and you just brought up Jabez. His emergence this year has been pretty special. That's just another weapon. Did you know he was going to be like this before the season started?
Yeah, I think maybe not to this degree. Nothing against Jabez. I think he's a really good player, but I just think we knew, at least when I was watching in spring ball, that got the ball in his he could do something special with it. It was just about during fall camp he started making plays. During the games, every time he touched the ball, something good would happen. I think he's doing a great job, attacking each day and attacking practice and trying to get better. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. He's been a bit of a revelation, and I hate to toot my own horn, but during the Schlepp interview, I asked him who a dark horse might be, and I told him that mine was going to be Jabez Woods. And yeah, I'm definitely going to pat myself on the back, because he's definitely looking like the dark horse nobody knew about right now.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah. The other one that I don't know that anybody knew coming into the season is Dane Steele. He's really kind of been a breakout, and not really a safety net for you, but you've been hitting him a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about Dane is just because you know that he's gonna do exactly like the right thing on each play because he's so invested in like what doing as an offense. Um, but I guess in fall camp he probably had the most receptions in fall camp, and then I guess you can see it when he catches the ball. He's a tough dude, man. Like he's tough to bring down and just fights for every extra yard. So if you had 100 guys like Dane Steele on a team, your team would be really good. You know what I mean? He's
Absolutely.
guys like him probably make Montana State football what it is. So
Yeah. You know, now that we're kind of getting toward the end of it here, so you guys went to Northern Arizona, which has been, I mean, I'm sure you've heard stories that has kind of been not really a kryptonite, but it's been a really hard place for the Bobcats to play in the years past. It's always been really close games. You whip the crap out of them. And then you have Idaho State come to town riding off a lot of steam with what they did with the Grizzlies, basically coming down to the wire shootout kind of deal. So you've had two, honestly, extremely good wins against two very good quarterbacks, and Idaho State has an insane set of receivers. And now you get to go into the bye week. Kind of tell us what, after having that kind of test, what does the bye week look like for you guys now? How does this whole process work now? You've had the early season test. Do you guys just can do the same things you're doing, or are you now changing things around for different competition?
yeah, we got a lot of things that we can get better at. Like I know from my point of like just my standard of like myself, I have a lot of things I need to get better at, whether it's like small things, my feet or my eyes. And I know whole as an offense, we can really just take another level and like we can't let our standard drop. If anything, it has to go up. Because we know that like obviously the next 5 games, really good teams, and then if we're fortunate enough to make the push that we want to make in the playoffs, right, get to the national championship, we have to play at a really high level. So we're trying to find ways to achieve that, and it's not easy. Like some days when we have good practices, it feels like a bad practice, but that is our standard, and that's not just saying that. Like we're really trying to achieve that. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's special, man. You coming in, you're already, close to, if not the best quarterback in the Big Sky Conference. Coming in as late as you did, it's awfully impressive. And I know as a fan, I'm sure excited to see, kind of where this season takes us, because I feel like we're sitting pretty darn good right now.
Yeah.
So kudos to you. Kudos to you for taking the bull by the horns, and it's going to be a fun one, I think.
Yeah, I appreciate that. A lot more games, and we just got to keep getting better. So, looking forward to that too.
Yeah. Your attitude is also very reassuring when it comes to this, because you guys have been playing very good football, and you have given yourself very little praise. So it's a good thing. That's what we're here for. We're here to give that praise, but you can keep being hard on yourself and getting better and doing the right thing, and we'll just talk. That's what we're here for.
And you said you stay off of Twitter. That's a good thing, because Ben and I are right there. We'll always be the first ones to jump in defense no matter what. So we'll be the keyboard warriors for the Bobcats all year long. Don't worry.
Yeah. We need guys out there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's an underrated team right now. Underrated team. We're taking care of that. Make sure they're properly rated.
Guys, in general, just supporting us. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
We good, guys? Anything else you want to bring up?
I think so.
All right.
One last thing real quick, Justin. Is there any way the listeners can support you in any kind of way, any kind of thing that you're involved in or whatever, that they can show up for or donate to or anything?
No, I don't have anything going NIL maybe in the future, but like I don't know, but I just appreciate when the fans are all hyped up for each game. So that's been like the best part about going and playing for the Cats, just like the fan support. So we just appreciate that every week and bringing that energy to every home game and away game. So yeah, that's
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, we sure appreciate you coming on, man.
yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Justin Lamson, for coming on this episode with us. We really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who's listened to this. Go ahead and hit follow or subscribe to this podcast. Go ahead and rate us 5 stars wherever you are listening to this at. You can find us on X or Instagram at CatsPod, on YouTube at The CatsPod, and we will catch you guys next week, since we got a bye week, for a pick'em pod going into next week's Cal Poly game. Have a great week, everybody.
Adios.